Now is the most popular time for NBA fantasy drafts and auctions. Ken and I have some last-second advice so you can prepare properly for your big draft day.
Rule number one, Alex, is know your rules. Is it a points versus roto scoring system? Is it head-to-head versus roto? Do you need two centers? Is there space for utility players? This is essential for how you should be drafting players. And if you use the RotoWire draft kit, you can set these settings, and we will alter the auction values or their draft order based on the rules of your league. So know your rules.
And be aware of ADPs so you don't reach farther than you have to. For example, DeAndre Hunter has an ADP of 124, but I think he has higher value. If you're with me and you think maybe he has 5th or 6th round value, you don't have to draft him in the 5th or 6th round. You can probably draft him in the 7th, 8th, maybe even 9th round. You don't have to reach for the guys you like. Check their ADPs so you can get the best value throughout your draft.
Well said, Alex. Next, know your league-specific position eligibilities. Who qualifies at center, for instance? Who qualifies at guard and forward? Just guard. If someone's got multiple position flexibility, that makes that player a little more valuable. Position eligibility is different for every commish service. We have most of them listed on RotoWire. But, two-center league, you really need to know who qualifies at center. Some commissioner sites are a lot more flexible with centers than others. For instance, Alex, Giannis, right? He's a center on a bunch of sites, but not everywhere.
I know NFBKC lists Robert Covington as a center, so he's someone to scoop up as well to play that position in a two-center league. Know who is injured and when their return dates are expected to be. For example, Karis LeVert, he has a back injury. We have him expected back October 25th, but you never know. It's a stress fracture in his back. You have to use some sort of discretion here and understand what kind of injuries players are dealing with.
Markelle Fultz, point guard for the Magic. He's got a knee issue and is out till December 1st. This makes Cole Anthony a little more appealing, but certainly lowers Fultz's value.
Things get tougher when you're dealing with no timetable or they're not exactly sure when someone will be back. So, for example, Zion Williamson, someone who's going quite high in drafts, sometimes a second-round pick, is dealing with coming off foot surgery, and they're just not sure when he'll be back. Scans 2.5 weeks from now will help determine that, but for now, it's just not known.
Similar scenario, I'd say even more vague, though. Jonathan Isaac, the giant forward for the Orlando Magic. He's got knee issues, had him for a long time now. There is no timetable for his return. He's got crazy upside, blocks and rebounds, but we do not know when Isaac's going to play, so adjust your values accordingly.
One final guy, Pascal Ciakam. We have him expected for a November 1st return from a torn labrum, which is a shoulder injury. He just started contact work a few days ago, which is always a great sign. So make sure to check the RotoWire injury updates feed so you know when guys are progressing through their recovery. It gives you a better idea of when they may return if the return date is kind of fluid.
Another rule, I advise setting a limit for controversial players. Players where you have no idea how many games they might play. What's the highest you're willing to draft or the highest you're willing to spend for guys like Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, the aforementioned Zion Williamson and his dicey foot injury? Figure out early what the highest is you're willing to spend on risky players.
And go for upside late in drafts. You can be drafting guys like Mo Bamba, Kevin Porter Jr., Dylan Brooks, Daniel Gafford. Those picks will give you a better chance to win your league than more boring guys like Bobby Portis or Dennis Schroeder, potentially, or Joe Ingles, guys like that.
There is no risk in the super late rounds. Go for upside. All right. Good luck, everyone, with those drafts.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.